If this video found you, I'm gonna assume you're more of this introverted, shy, reserved type of person, just like I used to be, just like I tend to be from time to time. You find it so hard to engage in social situations, you feel pressure, tension, you feel like you have to perform to raise up to the level of expectations you have of yourself. And it's quite tough. It's really tough to want to engage in social situations given the circumstances. All you want to do is distance yourself away from everyone, isolate yourself, be home alone, consume content because that's a lot more comforting. And I've been there myself. But there is a cure to this. It doesn't have to be this way because if this video found you, then I am absolutely certain that you have it in you. You can feel good socially. You have the potential to do that. And socializing can be for you. You can really have a great experience of talking to people, bonding with people, making nice memories together. You just need a bit of a shift in perspective. I tried so many pieces of advice of social skills and, becoming the cool guy, becoming confident, looking like I'm the alpha male or all that cringe stuff. You probably know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I was young and I didn't really know how these things work, but they got me nowhere, as you can probably assume, because they probably got you nowhere as well. I assume you're familiar with this, where you try all of these pieces of advice of videos having so many views online. It sounds so promising, selling you the false hope of becoming an overnight charismatic person, of becoming magnetic, of becoming this guy that just gets validation left and right. But it doesn't work that way, we all know that. But you know what works? To stop trying. Because maybe it's just been too much of this hustle culture getting into the way of socializing as well. Because we are made to believe that we have to strive to be in a certain way, to become good, to become better, in order for us to have a good social experience, because we will get validation then. If you are huge, jacked, you go to the gym for 5 years in a row, people will look up to you because your body looks fantastic, right? Well, yeah, they will from that point of view, but will they really want to bond with you? In my opinion, it's two separate things. It won't influence your social abilities whatsoever. So all of these external pursuits are pretty much useless, aren't they? And this makes me think about that analogy of Sisyphus. Sisyphus was it's a fictional story, I believe, a mythological story of a guy that was just cursed to push a really big stone up a hill, and every single time he would get to the top of the hill, the stone would just fall back down, and he would have to get back down and restart his process, and he would just do that forever. He was cursed to do that forever. And there is this philosopher, Albert Camus, I think, who came with the theory that we should imagine Sisyphus happy because he has his purpose. He is in a flow. I think that's a big reason for why Sisyphus can be happy, because he is in a flow state. He's not distracted by any of these other things. And if we take the analogy of Sisyphus and transfer it to the social domain, to be like Sisyphus means to have no social distractions, no overthinking, no social comparisons and hierarchies. To just flow, to be there, to not have all those filters of what's appropriate to say, what's inappropriate to say. To let your thoughts flow through your mouth and out. And that's how you can be the most charismatic, authentic, funny version of you. And we shouldn't even care about other people's reactions in this scenario, because what matters most is we feel good ourselves. We feel good in our skin, in our bodies. We don't need other people's validations, because why do you need other people's validations in the first place? You need them because you want to feel good. But what if you feel good by default? then you don't need anything else, do you? It's really wonderful how this works, and when you manage to step into this, you realize that this is how you were meant to live life all along. That you've been just sold this lie that you have to perform in a certain way. Even from the early moments you remember of your life when you might have went through bullying, or you have bad social memories, let's just leave it like that. Those memories made you believe that there is something wrong with you. You have to become better. You are not good enough. The problem is you. All the other people are having fun, are getting validation, they are able to bond with each other to make nice memories together, and you just feel like the outsider. You can't really be like them. You're different, right? So you have to become better. You have to be able to at least blend in. So when you take this mentality, you end up repressing certain parts of yourself, certain authentic parts of you. And they just remain like that for years and years and years. And unless you do something about it, they remain like that forever. And you end up in this horrible situation where you start chasing everything. You want to become better, to reach these goals, to become this charming person. And you can't get that because all of these things that you're trying to pursue, you're doing that just to, in the end, to feel good enough yourself. So what you're trying to pursue out there will get you to feel something in here. So why not focus on feeling that something in here in the first place? And then instead of just feeling like you're lacking and like you are behind in life, like you're smaller and less valuable than other people, you work on yourself, you choose the pursuits that are really worth it, that are really passionate to you, that are authentic to you, from a place of being enough already. Because if you feel like you're good enough, that doesn't limit you from wanting to become better in certain domains. No, that's just the healthy way of approaching it. Why are we so used to leverage the negativity so much? Of course, as I've talked in previous videos about this concept of Carl Jung with the shadow and how you have to integrate your negative aspects of yourself, but this is a separate point I'm making here. You have to accept everything about you, and one truth that you probably don't want to accept is the fact that you are good enough already. Because you don't believe that. The world has been proving to you this time and time again that you are not good enough. The only way to believe that you are not good enough is to have an undeniable set of proof that you are not good enough for the world, that they don't appreciate you for who you really are. And you've been interpreting that all along as being true. But what if it's not true? What if you've been just seeing the half-empty part of the glass instead of seeing it half full? What if you've been focusing on the wrong things? Because you know it already, the world has both negative and positive aspects. And it's your choice to focus on the positives and not the negatives. But of course, our natural tendency is for the negative things to just pop out more. And they come here up into our awareness easily compared to the positive things. We have to focus ourselves and to make a conscious effort in order to focus on the positives. But we should do that more. Of course, you should be aware of the negatives, you should be aware of everything, and you should accept everything. And when you manage to accept everything, you can make the progress. You can become the things you authentically want to become. But you feel good enough all the way there. You don't feel like you're lacking, you don't do it compulsively. You do it with intention and with passion and with purpose. And that's the best way to live, in my opinion. And then you don't really care that much about the validation of others. And sometimes you can be really quiet and reserved. Maybe you're really tired, maybe you've had a rough week and you have to attend a certain social event. You're not up to talking so much. That's fine, you're gonna feel good. You might feel better being in the center of attention, if that's the authentic you. But you won't feel like, oh, I have to talk, I have to be in the center of attention. People, please give me validation. No. That's useless drama, and the drama just goes away when you approach the situation with the right approach. Let's just put it that way. So the authentic version of you, the version of you, the you that was meant to be, that was meant to live life, is not this that seeks validation, but the one that accepts everything and flows. Everything is about being in a flow state, every single activity. And the social life is no exception to that. So I hope you managed to take some value from the things that I've realized through my many years of useless pursuits. And hopefully you will be able to make a change and to not make my mistakes anymore.